PK in the universe, and today I'm here drinking a beer and just shooting the crap with you guys. And I want to talk about the concept of who do you make YouTube content for? A lot of people say they make YouTube content for themselves. Now, is this true? Is this true? Do they really just make content for themselves? I would say 99 out of 100 times it's total BS, honestly. Hear me out. Now, I don't doubt that most people make the content they want to see in the world, or they make content that they would enjoy. But very few people, I think, truly make YouTube content that they don't want others to see. Otherwise, why wouldn't they set it to private? Why wouldn't they disable comments if they don't want people commenting on it? Because if they don't care if anyone watches it, why would they care that other people comment on it? And again, they could set it to private. And some people might be like, well, I want my friends to see it. It's like, okay, you could put the video as unlisted, then send each individual a link to your video if you really just want your friends to see it. But that's just not true. So many people want other people to watch the video, or they would like it, or they would think it's okay that other people watch it. Otherwise, they wouldn't make their videos public. Now, I think there are, I think there are people who do make content that they want to see in the world, which is understandable. That's why anybody makes YouTube videos, is they make because they want people to see it, and that's totally normal. I think a lot of people have been shamed by this idea, like, oh, you're not a true artist if you make money off your YouTube videos, or things like that. You know, a lot of it's irrational. A lot of it's, you know, what we've been conditioned to believe by people in society. Not everybody, but not specific people, but people in general have this thing about, oh, you're making content that you're passionate about, but are you really doing it for the passion? You know, people doubt themselves. Now, it's hard to tell who's really feels this way, and I think there's definitely a lot of telltale signs that people are making content for people besides themselves. And one telltale sign to me is when somebody, let's say they don't get the views they think they deserve or are entitled to, they don't get the views they deserve, and all of a sudden they go on Twitter and say, my video only got 260 views. It's a video about my most expensive games in this particular genre, or most expensive games in this system, or whatever. Well, it's like, yeah, you made a video content for yourself. And a lot of this comes from what I call ancient YouTubers. Am I an ancient YouTuber? Well, I started out in 2013 uploading videos, so I've been doing it a long time. I don't know if I'm one of the old ones per se, but I notice a lot of them. There used to be a time when you get a lot more views, and you don't really get the views you may be used to expecting. You've grown your subscriber base, but people aren't necessarily interested in it. Or you'll also see another example, I think, is there's content creators who they do make the videos they want to make, and then they realize those videos aren't getting views like another particular kind of video was getting views. That was getting maybe double the views. Like, let's say somebody was making, streaming or whatever, or doing fun things, games they really wanted to play. But then they made a bunch of Miko videos, which are like guaranteed to get like 400 views, and they feel bad about that, so they come back to the well. They just keep going back to the well every time they feel down about themselves. You know, people like that are making views for a specific audience, or they feel that's not just them. Another good, I think, example of that you're not just making videos for yourself is how much do you edit your videos? I'm going to be honest, guys. I have a terrible stutter that I cover up with editing pretty okay. I cut out a lot of ums and ands and ahs and oobs and buts and all that crap. I cut that stuff out, and I will cut that out of this video. And the reason I do that is because, well, quite frankly, I'm not just making this video for me. I would like other people to actually watch this video. So I want to get to the point. I want to make the shortest video I can possibly make, because I understand that you guys only have so much time in your day, and maybe you might lose interest because there's too much ums and ands and ums. And yeah, I feel very self-conscious about that. And that's fine. Again, I think we've been so darn shamed of wanting to, you think, you knows. I cut out a lot of you knows as well. And I think you can make any kind of videos you want to make. Like, And you should be true to yourself to an extent. Like, for example, my most popular video is a video about VHS collecting. I have not made one since, honestly. I could have continued to make that kind of content, but I didn't. Because I, again, want to be true to myself and true to the kind of content that I want to make, and not just make content just because it does well. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if I know I'm constantly going back and forth to the kind of content, but not, then maybe am I being true to myself? I don't know. Like, I haven't been making a lot of Wii U content. My Wii U content does so much better on this channel, but honestly, I just haven't felt like it. I mean, eventually I'm going to go back to the Wii U. I play the Wii U every day, okay, guys? Well, not every day. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I probably play it. I try to play it when I can. It's my favorite console. I will definitely make more Wii U content. But I'm not going to go to it just because it gets more views. Like the last video I made totally did not do well, but you never know. That video could do amazingly well if some major YouTuber all of a sudden decides to cover it, and then all of a sudden people are like looking for more videos of that. That's the kind of thing that often happens. I just thought it was interesting, as people say they only make videos for themselves. And I think another thing that people maybe are concerned about, and they say things like they only make YouTube videos for themselves, is because they are afraid that people will try to control them or dictate the kind of videos they make. A lot of people say things like, we have a difference in politics. People like to tell me that I'm interested in politics. Politics is a subject that fascinates me. But you know what I've come to the conclusion of? We typically don't have a difference in politics. Oftentimes we agree on many of the same things. What we have a difference is in morality sometimes, but the more important thing is we have a difference in how much we think other people are trying to control us. And I think that's what a lot of YouTube content creators are concerned about, is that people are influencing them or trying to control them. And the truth is, people are always being influenced by other people. We're a reflection of the people we surround ourselves and interact with, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, YouTube. This all reflects upon us and changes how we feel about certain things. Sometimes we find out, hold on a sec. Sometimes we find out brand new information. Like there was a particular thing I was super interested in, and somebody said, hey, did you know about such and such? And I'm like, whoa, I did not know about that, and now I'm no longer interested in that. That person influenced me one way or another. But they also told me factual things that were important, and I needed to weigh that. I was glad I knew that information because maybe I hadn't been following that specific thing all that well. Yeah, so I think there's a fear of people controlling you and dictating what you do on your channel. So people say, I only make content for myself. And then there's one more primary reason I think people say I only make content for myself. Because when the channel doesn't do well, they don't have to take responsibility for, the views. It's not me, it's everybody else. For some reason my content isn't being viewed. It's the algorithm. Everybody blames the freaking algorithm. I blame the algorithm when things go well for no absolute reason, but when actually my videos don't do well, that's on me. If my video doesn't do well, that is 100% on me. It's not the algorithm, because guess what? There's several algorithms. There's several YouTube algorithms. There isn't just one YouTube algorithm. So, and you could play to that algorithm or try to make content the algorithm wants you to make, which some people let that dictate the kind of content they make. But I also think you could do something as simple as have an upload schedule. If you upload videos at 5 o'clock every Wednesday, guess what? Your audience is going to know that eventually. So you can do things that, the algorithm has no effect on. You can have consistency could help you quite a bit as far as having more views. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with making content for yourself. You should make the content you want to make and see in the world. But your expectation on views and likes and subscribes and all that should be limited. You should know what you're getting yourself into when you make that kind of content that isn't geared towards a bigger audience or an audience that is looking for that specific content. It's just best to serve an underserved audience. But most people, they're doing it as a cop-out when they say that. They're saying, well, it's just like I made this for myself and that's all that matters. When, truth be told, deep down, some people are just literally like, Oh no, I can't believe I didn't get that many views on this video. This is terrible. I made a terrible video. When truthfully, they just made a video that not everyone wanted to see, and that's fine. But they use it as a cop-out. They use it as an excuse to not take responsibility for why their video didn't do well. It's not me, it's everybody else, you know, that kind of thing. There's a lot of that going on. I see it so often in YouTube. People just, they don't manage their expectations, whatever those expectations mean. And we're all going to have different expectations. We all make YouTube videos for totally different reasons. But anyways, yeah. So I just want to make a video talking about, you know, do people really make YouTube content for themselves? And I would say 99% of the time, it's just not true, or it's not factual. It might be true to them. It might be their truth, their perspective, but it's not actually factual. Because again, at the end of the day, it comes down to, if this was just content for you, just you, nobody else, you would set it to private. I mean, and save it, and that would be that. But you want people to see it, and that's okay. And I'm here to tell you that is okay. Because you know what? We all work hard at what we do, and we want to see people, we want to get excited. We want to get, oh man, I worked so hard on this video and somebody commented. You know, it means the world to me that somebody actually watched my video. And yeah, of course I want views. Now, do I want lots and lots of attention? Probably not. I probably couldn't handle it, honestly. I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at, but I'd like to grow to an extent. Of course, we all want to grow our channels, but how far do we want to grow? How much can we mentally handle? And you probably get better at mentally handling this over time, but anyways, this was just a fun rant, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. And just me enjoying a beer. I'm going to continue to enjoy this beer. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You know, you guys are awesome. Thank you.